For the purposes of this demo, I'm a member of the marketing team at Acme Corp. My goal is to stay focused only on the work relevant to me, so I'm a member of just 3 teams. First, there's the Acme HQ team. This is what we call a default team, one that everyone in the workspace, in this case, everyone at Acme Corp, is automatically a member of. Default teams are a good place for foundational documentation relevant to everyone. For example, company goals, or your employee handbook with benefits information. Then there's my immediate team, marketing. And finally, a team I work with closely, design. But let's say we're in the middle of planning our annual user conference. We want a single place for everyone working on the conference from across different functions to produce, view, and edit content. Let's create a team for that. Our conference is going to be called Acme World 2022. And we can put in a description for the team so that people who are browsing teams can see what each one is about. We have a choice between keeping the team open so everyone in the workspace can join, or closed, so it's limited just to people who are invited. We value transparency at Acme, so let's keep the team open. As part of creating a team, I can invite initial team members. Let's add Fatima from engineering and Andrew from design to start. As the team creator and owner, I can control a number of granular permissions. We can specify whether people outside the team have full access or whether they can only view or comment on content. We can also disable sharing to the web. As many of you know, any Notion page can be published to the web. We have some surprise speakers at Acme World, so I'll turn off the option to share to the web to make sure this information doesn't get published. We can also prevent people from reordering the team's top-level sidebar items. This is important when you're curating items for large teams, for example, the Acme HQ team. But given our cross-functional team is relatively tight, I'll leave this option off. Okay, let's get to work. I'll start by creating a page for the keynote address. For this keynote, we're working with an outside agency to produce the presentation. I want that agency to have access to everything in the Acme World 2022 team, but nothing beyond that. That's easy to do now. I can just go back to team settings and add members of the agency directly. I'll skip doing that right now. We're going to spend a lot of time in the keynote talking about upcoming product launches, so I'll need to collaborate closely with our product and engineering team. I need to know exactly what they plan to ship and when. I'll join this team, which adds it to my sidebar, and now I have easy access to the information that I need. My sidebar has a lot more content now, so let me reorganize it so that the most important spaces are at the top. I can always click on a team name to collapse a section and hide all the subpages until I need them. Okay, let's fast forward a bit. Acme World has happened and was a huge success. There's no reason for us to have the Acme World 2022 team anymore because we're moving on to our next project. We can just go back to project settings and archive the team. And I don't need to stay in sync with the product team as much, at least for a little while, so I'll leave that team. My sidebar is back to the clean, focused state it was in before planning for Acme World began. Your Notion workspace is like a digital office, a central place to get work done, and your sidebar is your tool to keep all that work organized and accessible. With teams, we hope Notion becomes an even better place for you and your team to stay connected and aligned.